Okay, welcome to the second part for importing our Blender asset model that we just created in Blender for building destruction, and now we're going to import it into the game. So an interesting fact is that if you look at this window, for example, this is one of the bases we are going to use for the wall, and you can see that it has something called SCR destruction multiphase. And it uses different prefabs or like different models for different health states of the entity. So that's basically how destruction in this game works. That you just swaps out like most games do this, of course, or every game I think do this. But it just swaps out the model, and it's very simple. So we're going to use this and our base to set this up. So first of all, we are going to find some prefabs to to borrow or to create duplicates of. So I'm just going to delete these ones just to keep this one. This is literally just this one. It's just duplicated, and I just put it in here. So I'm just going to see if I have something more. This is just something I tested beforehand, and it should be empty now. This. Okay. So first of all, we want to find a building in here to copy. So let's find, I think, a guard tower. There was a guard structure. So I'm just going to search for guard, and I found it here, guard box. And guard box, do we have a guard box? Yes, we do. Or actually, I'm going to use the garage one. The garage one has a better prefab, like a better destruction phase when you destroy the whole house with shaking and all that. But we do have a couple of things we gotta remove first. So let us copy this, duplicate, and call it this one base. And then we are gonna just remove the search there, and we have to find it again. Let's see, structures, building houses, and garage. There we go, base. I'm just gonna I'm gonna move this one into our new house. Okay. Now I can go in here and check. Okay, then we got it. And I did the same just for this window as well. You see here. So we have to edit this one. So we're gonna right click, edit prefab. Just delete this one from here. Edit prefab, saves world, doesn't matter. And you want to click on this arrow, and then you can see like everything that's connected to it. And what's interesting about this is here you can see that this has a hierarchy, and the pivot ID is set to socket garage door. So there's a socket in this door that this has been attached to. So that's the system we're going to use today. So I can just swap it about. It's not accurate when you move it, so I'm going to go a little bit into detail as that aspect as well, but we do not need this one, so we just delete, and we find the furniture and delete that one as well. So we're gonna keep this garage thing entity. I'm not sure why, what happens, but if you remove this, the prefab just doesn't work anymore. And then we're gonna click on save. So let's just open the world again, like so, and let's check it out. Now it does not have any garage door or any interior furniture. That's good. And for this window, we are gonna create a duplicate of this as well. Say duplicate. We'll call this wall 1. So we can put I can just keep them out of here. I can just move this one out, so it's not confusing. Okay. And now we have these two. We have the base and we have the wall. So this is this you can just duplicate if you have wall 2, 3, 4, or a roof. You can just continue on and create how much depth of destruction you want. But now we're going to import our base that we have created. So we're just going to remember where we put it, and we put it in base. Find it here, open, and there we go. Now, one thing to notice as first is that we're going to check the building UTM, and it has the building fire layer, and it has everything that we set up in Blender. So that's good. And let's see what we do not have the sockets. So we have to go into import setting. I'm gonna find export scene hierarchy and click on the top, re-import, go back to details, and there we go. Now we have the socket that we set up in Blender. Okay, now we're gonna just redo this for the, let's delete this one, I don't need that one. I'm just gonna rename it to walls, wall. Here we go. So we can take the destroyed wall and find it. Destroyed wall, import, open. So let's just check it out. Collision is there. And this doesn't have a socket, so we don't have to re-import anything. So we just continue and do it for a wall as well. Let's see, walls there, done. And yes. Nice. Okay, so let us find the I thought I was gonna show you maybe as well if it was it here? Yeah, so if you as I mentioned in the Blender tutorial, the Infusion engine, you can select the collision and all that in here, but if you for some reason don't want to do that or want to change it, you can do it in the Infusion engine. When you have your model up, you can just go to import settings and just scroll down to find physics. And here you can geometry params. You can change the physics of the object. But we're not going to do it right now because we have everything set up. So now we can go back to the base one. Let's click edit prefab, save, and go to mesh object, and let's change this mesh to our base. Dun, dun, dun. There we go, and save, and let's go back to the world. Let's check it out. Now it has changed models, and let's just boot it up and see if it works. Yeah, and it has through it. You can walk through it, and it works fine. I also try and destroy it. If you want to see that. Let's first add in the wall. Let's do this for the prefab of the window as well. So we're just going to go on the mesh, and we are going to change this to the wall. Wall, there we go, and save. So, and now we can actually start putting this together. So let's go back to the base, edit prefab, save the changes. You don't need to save this world because there's nothing more to save. So let's actually edit and say no to that. So here it's kind of hard to see what you're viewing. So let's click on shading and go to detail lighting. It's a bit more simple to see what you're doing. If you want it even better, you just add a mesh to the building, and it becomes a lot more clear, of course. So we can just take this wall. Let's just drag it in here. Let's look at it. Let's see that's the right one, and it is. So delete this, and when you put objects into the prefab, put them directly into the base, and you can see it like highlights there. So just drop it. It should be put in the center of the socket, that you have from the model. From here, you see, it's the same place that it got set to. And if we click on this, and click on hierarchy, if it doesn't have a hierarchy, just add it. It's very simple. Just add component and search for it. it's not all objects that you copy have it, but since I already have it, it's grayed out. And then you can just select pivot ID and slot building, and then it should be set correctly to the point that we created in Blender. This socket right here. Perfect. Now we can save this. And let's open back the world. And now you see that everything's white or like shaded because we have to go back to shading on top and press lit. And now we have a house with walls. All walls. So we are just gonna click on this one and we are gonna go to SCR building multifaces. And then we are going to change this one, the first phase. A little tidbit about this, but there's a lot of options here. You can change different health values, you can change multipliers. For example, if you see it takes 80, an extra 80 damage from explosives, and that's because it's a glass object. So we're going to change this to 1. Gonna apply this. So this one is very brittle. It's very weak. So if you don't change anything, it's gonna go through past damage and go past the few stages you see here. So if you see that if you play with this and you try and damage this and it passes through the faces, you just gotta play with the health inputs. And for example, there's a option here that we are going to actually increase, and it's received damage. Where is it? Heavy collision damage reduction. We're gonna set this to 500. That's because I wanted to take some damage before it collapses, or like take damage from the RPGs we're gonna shoot at it. I'm just gonna move this to here, apply, and then we're gonna go here, back to this, and we are going to find the where did it go? Yes, so top. Let's see there. I click something. Yes, there. I didn't select the wall. So click here, and we are going to change this to the destructed wall. There we go. And we're gonna apply. Now, since we only have one, and this is a prefab, so we can't delete these faces. You can, for example, set them to an empty object. So I can just search for empty, or we can create an empty. Well, I can. Do we have anything funny here? No. Yeah. The thing is that this one has outlines on them because they're slot mediums, but let's just use it for now. It's not really important. So let's just say this one to be empty too. Because for this demonstration, we're not going to pass this stage where we get to here. But we will see, because let's start this and shoot at it with an RPG, see what happens. There we go. Now you have your destroyed wall. And we can jump through it. Should be able to. Come on. There we go. Just have to spam a bit. So yeah, that's kinda it. So yeah, to also just preface that when you have the building here, you can also check the destruction, or like the ruins it's gonna have. What's important to check as well is that it snaps to terrain. If not, it's gonna spawn above and look pretty bad. I'll show you real quick. So now it's toggled off. Just gotta shoot it twice. gonna spawn like that. But if we do snap terrain, apply, and one more, I guess. Now it snaps to the terrain surface. Another fact you can check with the wall is actually you can change the... if you go to each of the faces, they have objects that will spawn, like prefabs. And for the window here, you can see that we have here bits of glass will spawn. You can change this to be something else. If I find, for example, the concrete wall. Yes, so if we found the concrete wall here, spawn this. This one has let's see, if we go into this one's face spawner, we can go down to the, let's see here, face spawn, and then we can see that this one's model prefabs. This spawn's more maybe akin to what we want. So what we can do is we can just right click on this and copy this, click on our wall, go back to the debris, go to the model prefabs here and paste it. Then it will override the previous ones that we had. Let's spawn in and see how this is going to look now. So yeah, now we have a more debris spawn. So this you can make whatever you want, of course. And also I think it had like different sound effects you can change. You can change it to rocks, for example. It's very many options here you can go through and copy or find something like this concrete wall, for example, had, and just right click and copy it and paste it and do whatever you want with it. So yeah, I think that was it for what I wanted to show. So thanks for watching, and please ask if there's anything you'd like to know in the future, or comment any question down below. I'll try and answer. Yeah, see ya.